Just waiting for some folks to come into the room. Then we can get started. No, I'm a little early. Okay, looks like 2 people have made it to the chat. Just waiting for some more folks to come in, start talking, say hello, get this party started. Okay, we got 3 folks in the room. Waiting for you to say hello. Okay. Just waiting for Sup fam. Hey Nathan, how are you? The weather's fine. There's, no complaints. I just got the fan in the window. Get a nice breeze in here. What about you? How's the weather over where you are? Need to check and make sure Where are you from, Nathan? Need to check and make sure my. Okay. You got that. You got that warm weather, that California weather. Are you social distancing or are you, you know, doing what other people are doing and just taking risks? Waiting for some of my usual suspects. I know I'm on an hour early, and people are going to be say, "Oh no, I missed you. You're supposed to be 8 o'clock." But I realize either I'm going to have to change my day, or I'm going to have to change my time on Wednesdays. Oh, this is the first. I appreciate Nathan talking to me, but this is the first time I've had a slow day. What a live! It's weird, especially when we got 7 people. You know, I don't know. Uh, hey, Lynn, how are you? Would love for some questions to come on through. How was everybody's Memorial Day? Did you have a good time? Were you with family, or were you alone, or was just a few people? I know around here there were just, I could smell cookouts everywhere. Cookouts everywhere. But the rest of the world was acting like there's not a pandemic out there. Hey Ethel, thank you for joining. Uh, how many people were at the pool party? I mean, I've seen online most of the pool parties I saw were crowded. Nathan, I'm actually curious to see this week's ratings with Days of Our Lives being the only show with new episodes. I saw it was climbing in the ratings as other soaps were going on hiatus. How you doing, Ethel? And I know there's also a little bit of delay. When I look at my videos, there's like a 10-second delay when I check with myself on my other computer. Yeah, we've been live for almost 8 minutes. Oh, yeah, I hope Days is number one, and that by the time the other soaps come, they can keep some high numbers. This is a great time for Days of Our Lives to get a lot of new viewers. Hello, Norma. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everybody who's in here. I appreciate it, y'all, spending this time with me. Like I said, I know some of you are used to me from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., and it used to be 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. But we got Fajeen Williams. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I noticed the time change. I didn't get a chance to announce that it would be an hour early um, this time, but I've got to figure something out. If I'm going to switch Wednesday to Tuesday or Thursday, um, or Wednesday at 7. So, because, schedules are getting a little shuffled around as more people are going back to work and things like that. When my client schedules change, so do my change. So did my schedule change. Like I have a client at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I do not want to wake up that early unless it's natural. This morning I got up at 6, but it was natural. So, does anybody have any questions about things that are going on in the soap world? I will answer the best as I can, especially since now we're dealing with a lot of clickbait and a lot of blogs are getting desperate, so they're just making up stories left and right. And I like that William DeVry. I think I can't remember if I posted it in the SoFan group. If I didn't, I will. Where Celebrity Dirty Laundry had said something about Michael going crazy after he finds out that Sasha's hurt, and William can't. William plays Julian Jerome. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know the show was back on." Because they're just making stuff up, and then they use words like "if," "could," "maybe." What if this could happen? Spoiler suggest, not spoiler say, but spoiler suggest. Those are all the types of things you got to really look out for when it comes to reading news. Well, Fraser Dawson, do you think Abigail will come? I don't know what you mean by will come. She left. She quit the show, so they don't have an Abigail. That's why she's leaving town. And Chad's still on contract, so he came on as a full-time player, but she only came on as a part-time. And I actually thought she would be leaving a lot sooner. I don't know if she'll come back long term. I don't know if she will uh, do a short term exit. I don't think she'll do a short term exit, but I don't think she wants to come back long term. So I think the best thing they could probably do is recast the character and just do a new Abigail like they did when Marcy Miller came on. Because if Kate Manzi doesn't want to be on Days of Our Lives, then these little brief stints like Sammy does isn't fair to the fans, especially when the character has kids and trying to explain that she's away. you know. General Hospital isn't in danger of being canceled. We're in a world of clickbait and people that no longer have stories on Young Wrestlers, General Hospital, and Days in Bold and Beautiful. And so a lot of people have been just making up things to get you to click on this or that article because that's how they make their money. So they have to say things that are going to get your attention. Ethel, here's the thing. I'm thinking, I know that Young and the Restless is really thinking about retooling and maybe even getting rid of their writer. And that's what I heard just before they went radio silent. But I think Bold and Beautiful is going to stay the course. They've already got planned out what they want to do with all their characters. So I don't think we'll see a new Bold and Beautiful. In General Hospital, I think they're pretty much the same way. I think they'll just take this time to do their normal stuff, get back to their normal stuff. Um, well, I haven't heard any firm dates of any shows starting. I'm keeping an eye out and only look at reputable sites. I know everybody else looks at every site and trusts people like Celebrity Dirty Laundry that lie all the time, you know, or, Soap Dirt's kind of 50-50. So, um, I don't know anything about the new alley. I know the character's coming, but I haven't seen any casting. And it's already been filmed, so whoever it is already on the show. Um, been casted for the show, but I haven't heard any news on who it is. Also know that Johnny is coming to the show. I haven't seen anybody mention Sydney. Varisha, she's coming back in June or July based on a picture that leaked. So she won't be gone long, but it'll be June or July. Mhm. Fraser Rafe. It was leaked a long time ago. I think back in November that Rafe was going to die, but fans were like really, really pissed. And since it wasn't filmed yet, I don't know if they're still going to do it. They did. They had enough time to either do it or not do it when he came back in the information leaked and fans were pissed because that fate was sealed in February. But right now it's just 50-50. Mm. So are there any other questions? Yeah, Sonny and Will are leaving in September, but they're not getting killed off. They're just leaving the show. Same as Sammy and the rest of them. They'll just be gone, but not dead. They'll probably go to get a kid or something. Hey, Veronica Jude, how are you? Lynn, I don't know what sites you go to, but a lot of this information is false. Even Camilla came out and said she wasn't fired. So a lot of them from you may need to change your sites because a lot of the spoilers you tell me about are false. But Sammy will be for a summer storyline and a winter storyline. She does have two stints coming, short stints. I don't know who's going to die on days. That doesn't happen until the end of July. So those spoilers are like probably 4 or 5 weeks away. Yeah. This is a slow night. Maybe 7 o'clock was a bad time for me to come on after all. I was hoping it wouldn't be too bad since I didn't have an opportunity to let folks know that we were going to be an hour early. But my next live is still Saturday at noon. So, we're still good for Saturday at noon. Oh, man. No, I'm early, Christy. Thank you for coming on. And Jacarrius, thank you for coming on. Lynn, I haven't been watching Nurses Ball. I was going to, but I ended up not doing it. I did catch Dr. O's uh, number. Fosse. That's what I was trying to think about. They were doing a Bob Fosse type number. No, Christy, I'm early this week. So I am thinking about changing the time on Wednesdays to 7 p.m. or I'll have to change to Tuesday or Thursday. So Wednesdays at 8 isn't working because I'm gonna have to work. Georgia, you are not late. I'm early. I'm an hour early. I started at 7 instead of 8, but I'm glad everyone is catching up with me. So, what did you have? You been enjoying the Nurses Ball, Jacarrius? Okay. Um, I like Ben and Sierra. I do think they will get married. But this is a soap opera. I don't think they'll stay that way. I know that Claire and Eve will do their best to stop the wedding, but I don't think they'll be successful. um, I don't know the Haunted Starlet's performance, but I know most Nurses Ball performances are cringy, very, very cringy. That's why I think I didn't. I was going to, but I didn't put myself through that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Nurses Ball. Usually, when I watch the Nurses Ball, I fast forward through the performances and I watch whatever storyline culminating that's supposed to happen at the Nurses Ball. Hello, Teresa Wilson. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Um, thank you. Uh, I don't know how Nicole and Eric's wedding gets stopped. I know it has something to do with Allie, and I think Allie's supposed to be pregnant. So, and I and I think a few people are going to be interested in her baby. That is what I've been reading, but I'll let you know more when it's 100% confirmed. If you have, I'm sure that I haven't checked Hulu, but I wonder if they're putting them on Hulu. Ethel You took the words out of my mouth. Like, if you notice, when two characters finally get together, one of two things happens. They immediately break up over something and they got to start the whole romance all over again. Or they just go in the back burner somewhere, not to rarely be seen. Like a lot of people begged for Jennifer and Jack to get together, and they don't have a storyline anymore without Eve messing with them. As long as Eve was in the picture, we saw Jack and Jennifer all day. They got to actually act and have some good scenes. But soon as they were a happy couple, you know, they've been Jack even lost his job, so he's just been in the back. But yeah, typically, um, soap marriages usually don't last that long. Look how many times John and Marlene have been married. They marry him just to break him up to marry him again. If you're talking about Theo from Days of Our Lives, as far as I know, he's not coming back. And as far as I know, I haven't heard anything about him returning to the show. Right now, a lot of us are doing that, which hopefully will be great for their ratings. Well, Nurses Ball like started 25 years ago, so I'm shocked they didn't like go way back to the very first Nurses Ball and then sporadically come up the ladder. Well, one of the good sites to go to is sites like Soap Opera Digest because they're getting their information directly from CBS, NBC, and ABC. So those are the type of good sites to go to. Um, Daytime Confidential, usually they're, above board. But the big thing you have to look for is how it's written. If it's written like a question, then it's not true. It's just stuff that they're making up to hopefully get people to click on it. So if you say if, maybe, possibly, it could, all those buzzwords are just indications that if you see a headline with a question mark, then it's already they're making stuff up, they're guessing. Sometimes they guess correctly, but most of the time they don't. Uh, Today's episode of Days of Our Lives, actually, I found this more interesting than yesterday's. Yesterday's I thought was boring as hell, even with the bomb threat. But if you saw what I said in the SoFam group, I wasn't feeling yesterday's episode. I kind of tore everything apart. I agree. I like the younger Spencer now that he's sort of like in his teen phase with his voice cracking. It doesn't feel like the same character. Hey, Tori. Yeah, Jack today threatening Gabby was the most he's done in since Eve left. Most he's done. Yeah, she probably wouldn't take it off in real life. Just say it. No, Orpheus is on his way out. I mean, he's just tried to blow some people up and he kidnapped some people. So it's time for him to go on a back burner. July is a wedding each week, so they're really gonna. June is probably gonna focus mostly on Sarah and Brady trying to get revenge on Victor and Xander, and all of the things leading up to the different weddings for July. I believe it. No, Abby is gone for now. Chad is coming back. He's only gone for a little while. I can't remember Monday's episode of Days of Our Lives. I know that I've been disappointed in Days the last couple of days because I know that new people are watching, and I really want them to see the show at its best. But it feels like more like it's winding down, May sweeps, and we're not really getting a good intro into June, which would be just the show on a regular. Yeah, Luke and Tracy, when they were on, were definitely highlights of GH. I don't think that's how it'll go down. I think Justin and Kayla will be about to say "I do" when Steve interrupts, because that's traditionally how it happens on soaps. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, I posted pictures of it, but I haven't watched it. No, I do not know who the death is. That's usually Mike found out at the earliest 2 weeks in advance. And I don't think the death will be a major death because Rafe, Will, and Sonny leave in uh, September. Yeah, she made a whole lot of sense today. She had Lonnie looking stupid because she knows Sierra was right. So, but the question is, will they do their jobs and try to figure out who really um, poisoned Abigail, or will they keep a grudge for everything that Gabby did to them and just try to still focus on her? Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate that. Lynn, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Tate. Um, there, there's no. All that's way too soon. They're about to bring in Jake's girlfriend Gwen, and Gabby's gonna get kidnapped, and all this other stuff's gonna happen. So they're way off before any reveals like that. Usually, if I know it's gonna be like 2 weeks in advance, and they're not even close to revealing that truth. Hello, Mary Cooley. Thank you for joining us. Um, we see Shelby. Well, Shelby, basically the way it was written is there was something in the drug that changed her brain chemistry or something, that she's not continuously being drugged, that the drug had a side effect on her, which has caused the hallucinations to continue even when she's not, being drugged, new. So they're sending her to a facility to try to figure out a way to fix her, you know, or else the drug would have been out of the system a long time ago. But in the end, Kate Manzi didn't want to be on the show, and this was the way to get her off the show without her and Chad having to get a divorce or her taking the kids or anything like that. They just sent her. They just sent her away to get help. Just like they sent Theo away to get help in Africa. Said he'd be back in a year, and it's what, 2 years now. Now he just lived there. So who knows? Abigail might end up liking it wherever they sent her to, and be like, I think I'm gonna stay here for a while. Um, the problem is a lot of these actors are forced to sing, or maybe their ego lets them think they can sing. But I feel too embarrassed for most of these actors to watch. Some of them are genuinely talented musically or can dance, and that's fine. But the majority of the cast are making fools of themselves, and people seem to like it. I think Kate really isn't feeling the show, so she didn't give her best effort. Today's episode with her saying about everyone, I think she was genuinely um, emotional because she was leaving for real. But other than that, she hasn't acted since she came back with Chad. She's just been there. And the same thing with Chad. Chad hasn't been putting in the acting work either. um, I still think that it's Lee Shin as Stefano that's doing this. And I still think that Chad is zombie Chad, and Chad was probably the one who actually did the drugging. I think Lee Shin will turn out to be Stefano, that Chad is going to be unknowingly drugging Abby without her knowledge, without his knowledge that he was under that spell or whatever, La Familia. And Vivian coming in, I think will be a direct uh, part of the Jake storyline. I don't know if she'll be part of the Demir takeover storyline, but it's supposed to be revealed. I think this week, either this week or next week, that somebody is trying to take over Demir, and I think they're going to reveal who it is. So if my Leishan hunch is correct, you know, I'm kind of thinking it'll be him as in a surprise twist, but hell, it could be a quick chat or something. I don't know. But we'll be finding out soon. I don't think they will. I think they will continue from where they left off at. And just like General Hospital, I think when it comes back, Nina's still going to be on the stand. You know, I think the possibility of Bold and Beautiful doing a time jump, it was mentioned that it could happen as one of the things they were throwing around if the show's off for too long. But I think they'll probably feel like they're copying off of Days or get accused of copying off of Days. So if they do a time jump, it'll probably be short. He quit. so he quit. So no more co-hosts. Yeah, I agree. I am in Baltimore, Maryland. Hey, thanks for coming on, Sheree. But there's only girls in the girls younger category, so I didn't see any guys in the younger performer category, unless they're saying that no guy was good enough to be in there with the girls. I think the character of Stefano is something that is familiar to fans, and that's why the Phoenix will just keep rising with or without. Well, can't do it with Joe, but I think that as long as Days is on, sooner or later they're going to do a Stefano story. Yeah, but we were talking about Nurse's Ball, and she's not on that show. Um, I don't know. I had this weird feeling that they were going to try to do a Chad, Jake, Gabby triangle for some. And the only reason why is because the only time Chad comes alive is when he's wearing Gabby. Him and Camilla scenes are when things get interesting for his character. So I'd be curious if they try to do something with that. Hello? I don't think I've seen a screen name in a long time. I don't think she's decided to go into contract again. I think that's something they would have announced, to get, keep fans happy. But I think if she comes back, it'll either be to Kate Manzi to come back short term to uh, write out the character, give her so the Chad can be free to be with whoever, or they'll recast. But she can't be gone indefinitely. They got to explain it sooner or later. Orpheus going to jail. Him, his son, and I have no idea what they're doing with the daughter. But I have a feeling she won't be on the show much longer either. I think it's a toss up between Days and General Hospital. I can understand why General Hospital would get it with the Alzheimer's story. Um, they've had some good stories. They've had some emotional stories. Nicholas coming back and the things he did to Ava. All of that on a Emmy reel could be very compelling. Days of Our Lives also had a very good year, and the time jump was talked about throughout the entire industry. So the time jump alone could be enough to get Days the best daytime drama. But I would be shocked if Bold and Beautiful and Young and the Restless, either one of those got it. But if they did, they don't deserve it. Rolf's in jail. Yeah, but hopefully she'll have her man, and her and Stefan will be back together. But I don't like the direction the show's going in. They got rid of the gay characters. They've only got 3 black characters, and now they only have 1 Latin character. Diversity wise, not a good look. Brady and Sarah are just pretending. I don't know if that pretending will become real, but I think the end game for Sarah, for the writing wise, is Xander. So eventually she will get back with Xander. But when Kristen is back, I think it'll be a Braden and Kristen will get back together unless they bring Chloe's coming back. And I know they're bringing back Kate's son. I forgot his name. But that could be a triangle either way. Okay, hi, Cherie. Rolf is in jail. Yep. Well, they're not. It's to me a recast would be finding somebody like Joe, but this brain chip stuff. If someone like Lee Shin becomes a new Stefano Demira, I just really don't want him to be like some 20-something-year-old actor still trying to get some Marlena. No, no, don't do it. Good night, Jackie. Hey, so far I'm not watching any of the old episodes. I'm really just watching days and then focusing on new things to review. I have like 15 things I got to review probably by tomorrow and get those out for you online. I got the Oval to review tonight. And tomorrow I got Brian Ruthless to review. And then I've got like a lot of stuff from Netflix and different places, different streaming service and everything that I will be recommending for you or telling you to stay away from. Hey, you're preaching to the choir. One Life to Live was my favorite soap opera. A close contender would probably be Passions in Santa Barbara. But yeah, One Life to Live would be the number one for the bring back. I think Passions would be number 2. All My Children, number 3. Maybe Santa Barbara 11 would be number 4. I never watched God and Light or As the World Turns or Another World, so I can't root for them. Now, here's the thing, Sylvia. If they let go of Stefano, which I agree, they don't have to hang on to him. They just do it because it's fan recognition of, Stefano's coming. But they need to work on building a replacement. Victor is 1 foot out the door, just health wise. Joe's gone. They need some younger villains in their 30s or 40s to take the place of the legendary villains. And I agree, Orpheus could have potentially have been a long time villain. And I hate Clyde, so I'm glad Clyde's gone. Clyde, I never liked Clyde, but they really need to have some rich. Oh, bring back Deimos. That's what I want. Let Deimos try to stop Nicole and Eric wedding. I'm gonna tell him, I still got that recording. You tried to kill me and send you to jail if you marry Eric. Let Deimos be the one to stop him, not Allie. Young Arrested should not have won. That soap has been piss poor for years. Hi, Melissa. Yeah, I'm just gonna go a little bit over 8:00 since I started early. I see now a lot of regular folks are coming through. Okay. No, I didn't even know about it. Thank you, Philip. I was saying in my mind I was going Peter, Paul, but it didn't feel right. I was like, nah, it's not Peter Paul. It's Philip. I knew it started with a P, and it was Kate's son. So, hey, Trishelle. I know at least one of them is coming back. Johnny's coming back. Now, I don't know. I know Allie and Johnny are coming. I think she's got 3 kids, though. I started at 7. And as I said earlier, on Wednesdays, I may have to start at 7 if I'm going to keep Wednesdays because work schedule is changing. But I can do 8:00 again if it's a Tuesday or Thursday. So I'm probably going to have to put a poll or something out there asking, what do y'all like? What time and day do y'all like best? Saturday at noon I'll still be here Saturday at noon. That time for now is going to stay the same. Well, I'm getting to it. I just reviewed First Wives Club, so That review is actually online now on both of my sites. So Digstown and First Wives Club are both from BET Plus. So while I'm getting around in Digstown, you can watch my First Wives Club review with Jill Scott and the rest of the girls. Very good show. I expect the character at its core to remain the same. Um, Otherwise, you just create a whole new character. Now, uh, some actors are a lot to live up to, but you want them to be at its core the same. Marcy Miller's Abigail and Kate Manzi's Abigail were a little different, but it was essentially the same character. I didn't feel like I wasn't watching Abigail. The whole time, I felt like I was watching Abigail. So that was a good recast. Kristen, Stacey Haydock put her spin on Kristen, did her thing with Kristen, and I appreciated it. It's not the same as Eileen Davidson, but it still felt like I was watching Kristen. The next live is Saturday at noon Eastern Time. There's a question put out there. Have you all watched Digstown? It stars the original Jordan that was on General Hospital. I can't think of her name right now. But I heard it's good. It's actually a Canadian show that's already done 2 seasons. BET Plus, I think, has put the first season on. They're acting like it's their original show, so I'm sure they didn't put both seasons on at the same time. And I think it got renewed for a 3rd season. I will have to look that up. Yep. Those are my shows. I actually loved One Life to Live and All My Children more than I like General Hospital. So I was like, you could have got rid of All My Children in General Hospital and kept my One Life to Live, and I would have been happy. Never Saw Another World. Never Saw As the World Turns. I think they need more Black and Latin characters on the show. That's why I said, if the character is Stefano and is played by a young actor, we don't want 72, 73-year-old Marlena being chased by some 20-year-old. No, she's got John. Let the new Stefano develop another infatuation on somebody like Gabby or something. Mm-hmm. No, because if you watch General Hospital, I think Michael Easton has played like 5 characters because he played John, the police detective, Silas, the doctor. Now he's Finn, the doctor. He's also been a vampire. So I may be missing a character, but he's been 4 or 5 characters on the show, and I'm fine with it. You know. Um, Now bring EJ back, the one that doesn't want to come back to the show, like the guy that plays Bo don't want to come back to the show, or would you be more accepting of a new EJ? That's the show's dilemma. Bring EJ. That's why they put him through the fire so they could bring a new actor. Say he had facial reconstructive surgery. Yeah, I mean, but Victoria Rao was trying to uh, champion diversity and rights on the show, and that's why she got fired, because she was trying to do the right thing, basically. But I will be Victoria Rye is a soap opera on Urban Movie Channel, UMC, and they have like 3 or 4 black soap operas on there, and I'm going to be reviewing those. One of my friends gave me his passcode, so now I can go ahead and review those for free too. So hopefully encourage you to actually pay for it. Allie and Johnny are twins. Okay, well, if Allie and Johnny are the twins, then Allie is being soared. So I don't know how that's going to work, because Allie is going to be at least 18 if this story is correct about her being pregnant, and Johnny is coming back, but it's going to be the same actor that was Johnny before. I do not know. I think they should let Bo go in the same way they let Joe go. People are hating on Thornton K because he's not the other Ridge. He's Ridge with an Australian accent, and I watched him with all my children, so I have no problem with him being Ridge. But I think that people want to see the Bo that they remember. Recasting Bo after he didn't died a couple of times, I'm like, just let him go. Just find somebody new for Hope. Hope has had several really good candidates to be a good love interest, including Rafe. I was fine with Rafe and Hope. And before that, the guy that went crazy, even the lawyer, Ted Laurent, was someone good for Hope, because he was like, a shady character. She's a goody two shoes. They could have did a lot with that. Okay, now I'm confused, because now I got conflicting information on who's twins and who's not. So, yeah, and he's not employed right now. Bold and Beautiful didn't use him. They treated him like an extra. So yeah, we need him back ASAP. That would be a good surprise. And I think it would bring some fans back too. No, haven't watched The Dark. Yeah, yeah, she did a good job. She's a good actress. Well, Vicky wasn't a villain, and Nikki Smith wasn't really a villain, and the only bad character she had really hurt herself or Dorian. So I would never consider Goody Two Shoes Vicky as anybody's villain. You know, unless one of her multiple personalities did something, Tommy or Tori, or you know, she had one personality, was Victor Lord, but that was at the end of the storyline. Thank you. Everybody wants Deimos to return. I don't think he should have ever left. I was mad when they kept sending Xander away. I knew Xander was good for the show, just like I know Deimos is good for the show. I think if he's not on the show is for the same reason why, um, oh man, is why some other actors left, because compensation. The show's budget is lower, which means they pay actors less. But these same actors, I don't see working. So, well, I don't think the guy that plays Lucas is a good actor. I was actually glad when he left the show. Um, his acting is horrible. I don't know if any of you will agree with me, but Lucas is a horrible actor. But I know he's a legacy character. Anthony Zakar was good. I can't disagree with that. But I feel like we had some better General Hospital villains, Like Faison was a better villain than Anthony Zacchara, because other mobsters on the show, like, Faith Roscoe and different people, um, they never let them get over on Sonny. Cyrus is the first person to really, get under a lot of character skin the way they never even let Julian do that. Thank you, Ethel. Vicky was nobody's villain. She was the town saint, unless one of her personalities took over. I tried to watch Younger when it first came on. It wasn't my cup of tea. Thank you, Vanessa Anton. Yeah, Janet from Another Planet. That's why I miss Chriselle, because she played Amanda Dillon on that show. But I love Heather. So Matheson. I loved her on Santa Barbara. I loved her on General Hospital, and I loved her on All My Children. Those are the 3 shows that I've seen her on. But yeah, we need more characters like those. I especially love when Heather was Gina Capwell. I think that was the character she was given to be more of a diva. Whereas All My Children, they already had Susan Lucci, wasn't going to let anybody be a diva but her. But she was good, Janet from Another Planet. She did a great job. And General Hospital, Heather went crazy, so they never when characters go crazy like that, they don't really give them a good shot at longevity on the show. Just like Stacey Haydock on Young and Restless is Patty, because when you're that crazy, you don't have long-term employment. But what did Nikki Smith really do? She wasn't really a villain. Asa was a villain. Nikki Smith, she just wanted to have a good time. Sometimes she just didn't want Clint. She wanted some new D. So I don't really consider Nikki Smith a villain. Good night, Sandy. Oh, I mean, she deserved every Emmy she got. Okay, so that's the 5th character. He was also Scrooge. I think they should have, but it's hard to bring EJ on if you're not going to have Sammy long term. That's why I haven't been really championing EJ. If you have EJ, you want Sammy, or you want EJ and Abigail. Because when I first started watching, that was the storyline. Sammy had just found out EJ had an affair with Abigail. That lets you know what year I started watching. Unfortunately, it was when both of those characters decided to leave the show. But the times Allison Sweeney is on the show, well, Tori, you got it wrong. Dorian Lord wasn't on All My Children. She was on One Life to Live. But yeah, Dorian was a villain on One Life to Live. She was the Alexis. And Vicky was the Crystal. Hey, Cheryl. If I had a chance to do a cameo on any show right now, I'd probably do General Hospital, just because I'd love to do a scene with Maura West, or they have a lot of like people I'd want to interact with. Whereas Days, I like you, but I wouldn't want to interact with you. But I like watching you. Like I guess if I was on Days, it would be fun if I was in a scene with Susan. That would be fun. That would be fun. Days if I had a scene with Susan, and General Hospital if I had a good scene with Maura West. I don't like the Nurses Ball, so I don't have a favorite one. Exactly. And she was just trying to do the right thing. Okay, let's slide down a little bit. No, Dorian Lord. What? Dorian married Victor. That's how she got her last name. But she's Dorian Kramer. That's her real surname is Dorian Kramer. But when she married Victor, she kept the Lord. Because it sounds better. Okay. Yeah, she got a lot of babies. So let me scroll down. Thank you. You get a thumbs up for that. I think so. I just know it was the original Johnny that's coming back. I don't know the actor's name. I said it a long time ago. If you go back to my Who's Coming and Going video, that's on there. Well, Steve and Caleb will eventually get back together because they're a legacy couple, but Hope and Rafe aren't getting together because Rafe's leaving the show. Yeah, she went from Vicky's childhood friend to her stepmom. That would have pissed me off. That would have pissed me off if one of my friends turned out to have been screwing my mother. We would have had to been fighting. um, so what was this you watch Ingo? I barely remember Ingo won Bold and Beautiful. He came and went so fast as Thorn. He was useless there as he is on Your Hospital. Thank you. Hit the button. So, everyone, I was supposed to stop at 8 o'clock, but because I came on early, I just went on ahead and continued the live video. I will see you Saturday at noon. Thank you all for watching. Please, if you get an opportunity, hit that like button, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.